Reporting for Heart Rhythm TV, I'm Mehak Dhande, and I'm joined by Dr. Suneet Mittal and Dr. Jonathan Piccini, executive producer and producer of HRX 2025, due to be held September 4th through 6th in Atlanta. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Great to be here.
Of course. Now, for our viewers, our audiences, people who are excited about HRX, what is new this year and what are you most excited about? We'll start with you, Dr. Mittal.
Yeah. So I think it's really important for people to have an understanding of what HRX is. So let me first start by saying what it is not. And it is not just a meeting about artificial intelligence and digital health. It's much broader than that. It's really a meeting about innovation in the field of electrophysiology, as well as adjacent fields that we interact with daily. And the best way I think about this is that when you look at the product cycle, it all goes from an idea all the way to commercialization. And I view HRX to be a meeting that deals with everything that's out of stealth mode and all the way to just before commercialization. And when you look at it that way, there is a lot of innovation happening in the electrophysiology space. And John and I are really excited to highlight that for this year's meeting.
Yeah, I think one of the exciting things about the focus on heart rhythm health innovation is the Cardiac Innovation Summit that is going to kick off the start of HRX, where we're going to have rapid fire presentations on technologies and concepts that are, really preclinical. So for individuals in our field who are really excited to know what technologies we may be able to bring to the bedside in 3, 4, and 5 years from now, things that are completely different from the way we're practicing medicine today, this is the meeting to come to.
Fantastic. And I think great opportunity for entrepreneurs and early stage startups as well to get a lot of advice and from previous conferences, even investment opportunities, collaboration, just a very fertile place for innovation. Now, speaking of stakeholders and attendees, how has the audience evolved over the last few years and who should be at this HRX and why?
Well, the audience mostly has evolved in that we each year have had more and more people attend the meeting, and we hope that that will, of course, continue for 2025. It's critically important that members of our electrophysiology community be there, exactly the kinds of folks who have the interest that John just described. We have a very strong commitment to our allied professionals this year. John will discuss a little bit about what that commitment has been. But then a lot of people who are scientists, software engineers, developers, those developing new catheter designs, new waveforms, people in the investment community, venture capital firms, private equity firms, they all have an important place at HRX.
I think, it's easier to describe who probably shouldn't come to HRX. I guess if you're not interested in new technologies or exciting new ways of thinking about things, then you probably shouldn't come. But I'd also like to put a plug out for our colleagues who may be working really hard in clinical practice, maybe in a completely non-academic environment, and they encounter a problem over and over again in their practice. And they have an idea for a new device or a new solution to a problem that we all face, but they have no idea how to take that idea to the next level and to begin to think about the road to forming a company and getting that technology developed. This meeting is for those individuals also. And so it can be a wonderful learning opportunity for people to put, an idea that they may have had for years to start to breathe life into it and understand how to bring it to patients all over the world.
Yeah, thank you. Beautifully put. And it definitely, from the times I've attended it, and I've absolutely loved the conference, the silent disco format is a really good way of consuming immense amounts of content. And it's certainly a collaborative solution finding vibe. Before we sign off from both.
May I just add something? This year, one of the things I'm really excited about is something that John is co-chairing with Devi Nair called the Innovation Summit. And I want to make sure that he can highlight to our audience what the Innovation Summit is and why we're both so excited to hold this at HRX this year.
Yeah, we alluded to it a little bit earlier. It is going to be a full half-day summit. where we'll have four main domains: mapping, ablation devices, and diagnostics and analytics. And we're going to have rapid fire presentations on technologies that are just emerging from the conceptual lab and the bench. And they will be followed by intense discussions on the development of new technologies and innovation in our field. And so in many ways will be a walk through innovation in heart rhythm medicine today. And then that will really start the journey that HRX is going to continue at the meeting, but beyond the meeting and through the whole year.
Fantastic. And I think the regulatory standpoint, all the way from needs finding to conceptualization to go to market to regulatory, I think having all those parties at the same place is a really, really productive environment. And very excited for the Innovation Summit. And for our audiences, please follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X for continued content from HRX 2025. And we'll see you in Atlanta.